So the big beautiful bill is passed the House. So that's progressing along. Not surprised we finally got some lift out of the open to go test some recent pivots from yesterday. We had the sell-off on the supposedly from weak bond auction. Whoop-de-doo. All seem like more games for me for institutionals to pull these markets back because it's kind of getting tired, was getting tired up at multi-day resistance. They pull it way back, then they can come in and use today, tomorrow to layer in new inventory and build the ramp that will go through, break through that resistance and trade these markets higher on its way back, possibly to all-time highs. What are we about? Yesterday before the sell-off, what were we about? 4, maybe some percent away from all-time highs. So it feels like they need to pull it back, layer in some inventory, some more significant support, and then ahead of any push higher. I was watching this morning. This is U.S. Central Time, licking my chops to get long. This is the overnight session, not much going on. Scrub action. Finally got some movement lower, and I was licking my chops to get long. I did about 800 on that move, and then I've come in and did a little bit of buy side action in here to get over my 1100 a day on a 300K account. So I'm done. We finally came up to recent resistance here. So right up to that level, I was just telling the ALGO IQ group, that's the first area I'd even consider being a seller this morning. And so far we've had one nice rotation down from there. But I'm done for the day, so I'll be sitting on my hands. I'm working on wrapping up our super bands indicator, a whole new style of super bands. Not at all this. This is the old style. We went in 4 different directions with the bands. We started with 2, then we ended up going in 4 total directions. We've honed that down to 2. I'm testing both now in Quant Tower. In my trade office, one of my PCs, it's running so I can review it a bit later and then pick the one that I want to run with. That's going to be one version of the super bands where we have the bands and the AIQ indicator combined into one for some specific setups over and above our reversal signals, which I'm not showing, and our mom signals. One thing I've talked about to the group in training is always pay attention to price pivots leading into signals, especially if I'm manual discretionary. Let's take a quick look at that. So from the U.S. cash session at 8:30 Chicago or Globex time open, what are all these lowest price pivots doing for the most part? They're ascending. They're ascending. Which direction is that? When you see that scrub action, now I took a shot at the long here out of the open, didn't really make anything, took another shot because there's a beautiful W pattern. There was no engagement yet. And then finally, watch all those pivots. They start ascending. And I knew we had a very minor range here, but we had the much higher first level of real resistance up here. And then off we go. We get 2 beautiful mom momentum signals into that push to that area, and then we've reversed one. So we'll see if it pulls back and then lifts again and goes higher. But that was a beauty this morning. I waited, stabilized a bit. The pivots start hooking upwards, and then it just blasted off out of there. So when I got in, price started to lift with some authority. So the beautiful thing about a mom signal, I don't need everyone to run. I just need it to lift a little bit after I get in. So a stop only 2 or 3 bars back, the thing's just running away from me, I can get that to break even plus. Then I can watch it. And if I see any hint of dodge or blue, that would be the first time I either need to make sure my stop's been moved up to lock in some of these profits, or I blip out and call it good. So as that was running, I was watching this little node here, but then we got Dodger Blue and I saw that I was well over 800 up on the first trade. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'll work some more long side action if they hang on to this and start ramping it out of the open. Took a while, but we finally got the lift. But I always watch the pivots. Which direction can I see the absorption or accumulation is trending upward, or if it's doing that in a downward fashion, and I can see the pivots are starting to arc and tell you which way price is going to go. I always pay attention to that. And that's one of the reasons I like using Renkos. I can see that patterned activity prior. Now this garbage pre-market I never touch. I like to start watching the markets about 7 a.m. on. If there's 7:30 news, U.S. Central Time, I'll work trades out of that. Not right during the news release at 7:30 if it's major, but the price action out of it. But today we came down, traded below bands, and popped below some recent levels, lows. So that was a level sweep. So I was looking at my chops to see if we'd get some lift out of there, and we got lift out of there with authority. But this was nice. We're ascending, we're ascending. We got a big lift, got another mom signal, and that one had plenty of distance on it before we hit resistance. So all in all, I'm done for the day. Go for 1100 a day on 300K accounts, and that was that. So anyhow, watch the Grid Algo YouTube channel. There'll be I'm getting a little more slap down here. There'll be some video at some point once I finalize which set of super bands I'm going to go with. I'll shoot a video, public video, add it to the Grid Algo YouTube channel so you can see what's the next thing in store for the AIQ, ALGO IQ group. We have the AIQ1 indicator. We're going to have the super bands next, two versions of it. One that's the bands mixed with the AIQ indicator combined as one indicator. Then I'm going to have another set of super bands that's two bands together, but they're going to look they plot completely different from this dual bands that I'm running here. But I do like to have some sort of bands up on the chart so I can see the dynamic edges of price. And I've had this on all morning. I think I turned on my computer right about here. This has been on all morning. So anyhow, yeah, a lot more to come, a lot more posting to the Grid Algo YouTube channel. I think I only have one slot left for in-person, or two slots maybe left for in-person June event. Two for July and down to three now for August. So, and then we do have a few, very few amount of remote positions left open for June, some for July, some for August. So anyhow, if you want to, or if you have any questions on access to the ALGO IQ tools and what we're building here it's basically a one-year membership program for the initial fee to be part of the live event. And once I get these super bands out for the AIQ group, we're going to have our own private YouTube live stream channel where, a day or two each week, I'm going to be going up and trading live to kind of anything new or any big discussions in our room I can go and hit upon during that next, trade day or during that trade day as part of the AIQ group program, ALGO IQ. So there you have it. If you have any other questions, let me know at info@gridalgo.com. Have a great trade day, and looking forward to the Memorial Weekend coming up here into the end part of May. Have a great day.